Oi pessoal, aqui é a Catarina Moraes e hoje teremos uma entrevista exclusiva com a Freya Ridings. Hi Freya, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you. So I want to start off by to ask you, to anyone who's getting to know you right now, how would you define Freya Ridings?
I mean, that's such a big question, but I think I am, sort of independent singer-songwriter, and I love playing piano ballads, I write all my own music. I play guitar and piano when I sing, and I've had two songs that I've been lucky enough that have been successes. One called Lost Without You that I wrote on the piano on my own when I was very heartbroken, and another one called Castles, which is about rebuilding yourself after a heartbreak. And I'm back with a new album called Blood Orange, which is my first album in 4 years. And I'm so excited and proud to share these songs.
Yes, amazing. And it's been a very exciting year for you because of this new album. It's a huge comeback. And you just released it in May. Yeah, it's amazing. I loved it so much. I was so excited when... Yeah, we're big fans here. Yeah. And how do you feel regarding this project, the new album, Blood Orange?
I feel so many emotions because I think I was trying to be really brave with this album and sort of to write about things that really scare me to say and get out of my comfort zone. But it's still kind of that empowering, how to rebuild yourself after heartbreak. That is still the thing that has always fascinated me, the kind of how you turn that pain into rebuilding yourself as something stronger and like a phoenix and kind of rising out of the pain and coming back. 10,000 times more than you were. So for me, that is the story of the Blood Orange album, and it's a true story of the last 4 years of my life and how I got from that place to the sort of more organic, euphoric joy that the journey goes on. But the instrumentation is a lot of it is pop, but it's also a lot of acoustic guitar, piano, hand tap, but hopefully with a lot of energy.
Yeah. And in this album, there are more female songwriters like Camille and Amy Wadge. Yeah, and all of them.
I love them.
Yes, they're amazing. And what is the difference of having this female artists working with you in this project?
It's huge. The first album, I wrote a lot of it on my own. Or when I was sort of breaking through, you get given a lot of older male producers or songwriters. Not to say that they're not great, but I think for me, I was really craving that female songwriting kind of just understanding and sort of almost mentorship, because I hadn't written for a long time and I was feeling quite scared, and they just really empowered me and lifted me up as a person and helped me tell my story as truthfully and with a lot of sort of heart and warmth, and they are just incredible songwriters, incredible women. And I just feel so lucky that I got to work on this album with them. They made it a joy. Something that really scared me, they turned into something that was really, really fun.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. And I wanted to congratulate you 2 weeks ago that you released one of my favorite videos, is Wither on the Vine, and you were singing acoustically. Yeah. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. And
it's one of my favorite music videos, music videos we've ever shot. And I can't wait for more people to see it, because I think the algorithm on YouTube is sort of different than it was, because it's all reels and stuff now. Yeah. But as a long form video, I have literally never been more proud of a video. I love that day.
It's amazing.
So much fun.
It looks so fun. It was really beautiful. Congratulations. And I really wanted to know, how would you describe the process of, in general, writing this whole album, together with other people and a different...
So, half of it was written during the lockdown. Yeah. And so half of it was sort of me. And then, there was no studios open. So we built in a garden shed, we built a makeshift studio to record some of it. Wow. And then the other half of the album, we went to LA just to sort of polish the songs and write a couple new ones. And so half this album was written and recorded in a shed in a garden. And then the other half was recorded in some of the best studios in LA. So it's kind of a 50-50, very, very raw, but then hopefully polished up to a high standard. That's that was my goal.
Wow.
But at the heart of it, I write every single song. So for me, I think the common denominator is just I was just trying to be brave and sort of say things that I really struggled to say out loud, but via this album. And it's always going to be about empowering other women to get through that heartbreak and just kind of lift each other up in those really, really difficult times and remind you that we are stronger than we think we are. That's literally just my goal in life.
Wow, that's really amazing. And your single Weekends that we mentioned earlier, it's one of the most requested songs here in the radio. It's always on the
Is
top
it?
10. Yeah, it's amazing. Like weeks and weeks and weeks. It's so much requested. And it's so
I didn't know
amazing.
that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
so cool.
Yeah, and
Wow.
yeah.
Thank you.
You're
San Paulo, thank
And how does it feel for you seeing people who don't speak the language, like being able to relate to your songs? How does it feel for you?
That's always been a really incredible thing, like especially about like, you know, touring. I remember the first time that I went to like Spain and like, you know, for the first time to see, you know, like a Spanish speaking nation, but like they really just, we connected on such a deep level. Like I feel like there is something about like the melancholic songs and heartbreak that just really connects like the kind of Hispanic cultures and the Celtic cultures together. I think it's like we're very passionate people, we're very heartfelt people, and I think it was something that really bonded us. But I remember walking into this room full of people that I know that I'd never met before and couldn't even speak the language of, but we already had this huge thing in common and we really loved each other. I was like, and that's something why I'm so excited to come to Brazil, and I'm blown away by the support that, you know, the people of Brazil have already given me. Even over lockdown, you know, while I was making this album, they were like on Instagram all the time. It's just like the passion. I respect and love the passion of the Brazilian people. So I can't wait to come and say hi.
You have any plans already, like totally defined in 2024?
I'm nagging my agent like every day. I'm like, when can we do something in Brazil? Even if it's like a festival, like I would love to do a proper tour there at some point, but I would just love to just even come say hi, like, you know?
Oh, that's
It'll probably be towards the end of this year or probably early next year, but I would I'm on his case about that a lot.
That's amazing. And now I want to go back a little bit to your earlier days. And you started like songwriting, playing open mics. And I wanted to know what made you go to music, like as your reference.
So my dad, he's a voiceover artist and he's an actor, but music is his true passion. And he plays acoustic guitar. My mum plays piano, and they're really sweet, lovely, very like humble, down to earth people. They live like in a really small house. They don't have that much, but for them, music is everything. And for me, growing up watching their love of that, I was like, I have to try it. Like, even if it's like, you know, their thing, I just have to try it. And for me, I just fell in love with like playing piano, you know, reading it. I couldn't read music, so I just sort of learned piano by ear with my mum kind of helping me learn some chords. And then I went straight to songwriting because I think my dad, like the craft of songwriting and storytelling and the way to sort of capture an emotion and share it with someone else in 3 minutes always fascinated him, and it fascinated me too. So I think it was watching their love for it that really inspired me to do it from such a young age as well, which I'm so grateful for because I'm really not good at anything else. So I don't know what I would have done without it.
And what is your earliest memory involving music?
Oh, there's so many. I think, like probably sitting on my mum's lap when she was playing piano, you know, when I was younger. I kind of like, you know, pick out the keys. And she'd always tell me that I was doing really good, even when I probably wasn't. Just little things like that. Like I don't have any grades in piano or music because I just never was able to get them. But for me, it's more about like feeling the music than thinking it.
Yeah.
Like I still can't read or write music like out. But I just do everything with my voice memos, and I just kind of stream of consciousness, just sing from my soul. Like that's all I've ever done.
No, that's
and I think those are the songs that connect most of people. So I'm so thankful for that.
That's amazing. And in an interview, you mentioned that you saw the movie Love Actually, and you had the sensation of like, wow, I want to be an artist. And I wanted to know. Yeah.
It's so true. That is so true.
Because of the scene, right? The girl?
Yeah. When the little girl sang, that was the first time. I think I was like 8. Yeah. And I was like, she was kind of like a cool older girl, and she like sang, and I was like, whoa. And I remember I went to my room and I was like, I sang like into like my hands. I was like, I don't wanna love for Christmas. And then I was like, oh, and I like rang like my best friend at the time, who's like my only friend, because I was so uncool at school. And I was like, I think I can sing. And she's like, cool. And I was like, oh, okay. But it was just, for me, it was like, I'd been such an outcast at school, and I was so bullied, and I felt so, apart from my family, I felt so alone. And I think for me, like music, as with most artists, it's like, it's where you turn the pain of your life into something beautiful. And I think singing and songwriting became that for me from like the age of 9, and I'm 29 now. So it's been 20 years of this being like my life, you know, obsession, and just the thing that I love to do more than anything.
Yeah, that's amazing. And now I heard that you're openly a big fan of the 70s. And here on the radio, we play a lot of like 70s, old school.
So cool.
Yeah, and I wanted to know, what is your biggest like inspiration in that time, or like reference?
There's so many. Like I love like Carole King, like Elton John, Stevie Wonder, like Aretha Franklin. Like these people, I really like watched a lot of the Blues Brothers growing up, which I know people wouldn't expect because my music's quite melancholic and sort of emotional. But all those great singers like Ray Charles and Aretha Franklin, like they inspired me so much. And I think everyone from that decade, like, you know, David Bowie, like just the level of creativity and like expression, like there was just a lot more, I think, respect for artists taking risks and a lot more support for them, you know, back in the day. I think these days you don't get as much support, you know, it's kind of like you have to fit the mold quite quickly. And I think I was very lucky to have a label who supported me in trying to be different and allowing me to do ballads when they weren't very cool, you know, but I don't think I've ever chased trends. And I love that about the 70s. It feels like no one was chasing a trend. They just loved what they made. And I love real instruments and recorded on like real, you know, film music, you know?
Yeah.
So
totally.
it's like pieces. That's my favorite thing.
And out of curiosity, you achieved like amazing things throughout your whole career. And what is one of your biggest concerts that you ever like felt like, wow, I made it, or you felt really good about it?
Oh, that's such a good point. I think for me, like the first time I was playing like big festivals and I had no idea because I played lots of smaller stages over the years, but I'd never been on the main stage. And no one really told me that I was going to be on the main stage. And I just remember like this curtain just went back and there was like 30,000 people. I was used to like 3,000 and suddenly it was like 30,000. And this roar, just like this wave of energy just like hit me in the chest and I just got taken back. I think this was Isle of Wight Festival. This was the festival before my first Glastonbury. And I was literally like there were little girls on their dad's shoulders just like screaming. It was, I think, the first time that Castles had been like a big moment. And suddenly there were all these really young girl fans. And I was like, oh my God. I literally almost couldn't breathe. I was like, like hit me in the chest. It was like something out of a movie. And I've never experienced that. I think because it's all about expectations. And I had very low expectations. I thought it was going to be a very, very small crowd. That was incredible for me. I was like, and to see them singing the songs that I'd written so heartbroken and so alone, like at the top of their lungs, and we got to like celebrate that together. That was like one of my favorite gigs I've ever done.
Wow, that's amazing. And which year was that? I did catch the year.
That was 2019.
2019.
No, 2018? 19. Yeah, I think it was early 2019.
Oh, that's amazing. And do you have anything else planned in 2023? I mean, what else? You've already done a lot. You already done an album.
We've got a big tour at the end of the year. We're going to do like UK, Ireland, and Europe.
Wow, amazing.
And I'm so excited. Like I've got so many ideas for this tour. We've got a brand new band who are stunning, and we've got live brass. And so I'm also going to get some really, really sparkly outfits. I'm going to build some set design. Like I'm giving this show everything I can possibly give it. Apart from that, I've also written a song that's going to be on a film, which I'm really, really excited for. That comes out in like I think a month. So there's lots of good stuff on the horizon, but it's also just enjoying the process of releasing this album because I put so much love into it. And I think just sharing it with people is such an honor. And just trying to enjoy it.
Freya, we can feel the love that you put on your songs because it's so catchy, it's so amazing, and I want to congratulate you a lot. So I'm gonna end it up. I'm gonna end it up right now because we only have like a second. So I want to thank you so much for having this interview with us. And I think I want to congratulate you all the time, again and again, because it's so amazing. And I want to congratulate you're a very amazing artist, and I admire you so much.
Thank you so much, Katarina. That honestly means more than you could know. And like, thank you for your support and, you know, for playing me on the radio. It's just, it's so wild. I can't wait to come and visit you in person one day and give you a big hug.
Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Thank you so much, Freya. Então é isso, gente. Essa foi a entrevista com a Freya Ridings. Se você gostou, curte, comenta o que você achou, compartilhe e não esqueça de inscrever no canal. Obrigada, tchau, tchau. Até a próxima.